Hello, everyone. 3, 4 people who are watching me right now, but this will go up on YouTube after. So, basically, it is my 20th birthday. Thank you. I've had people say, "You're only 20? What the hell?" And I'm like, "Yeah. What did you expect?" And they're like, "You sound like me, and I'm 27." And I'm like, which is weird, because I hear people say I sound like I have the voice of a 12-year-old, which I don't really get, but I don't know. Maybe 12-year-olds have deep voices nowadays. So we're going to be playing not entirely. We'd be here forever.
Yeah.
We're going to be playing a bit of each of my favorite games from my childhood. Basically every 5 years or so. So like not exactly 5 years, because I don't exactly remember what I was playing, 10 years ago at this point. But 15, well, I know 15 for sure, because this was like one of my first games.
Yeah.
So we're going to get started here with Pokemon Silver, which was my game I played the most when I was 5. I got Gold first. Okay. But I didn't get then I got Silver. I started playing that, and I got further. Silver was where I played the most for sure. So apparently put in 10 hours on my last save.
Wow.
We'll start a new game. I did replace the batteries in these. Because, the Gold and Silver and Crystal, I think, they have internal batteries that keep the clocks. They all died around the world. Like, all around the same time.
Yeah.
So, basically, I went in and fixed it. So, it is 11 o'clock. Day 11 o'clock. How many minutes? I mean, it really doesn't matter, but 2. Whoa! 2 minutes? So,
Yikes.
what is, I should also introduce my friend Adrian here. He was on the Smash Bros. Thing. Don't hit the mic stand, please.
I'll move back.
He was on he was with our Smash DLC talk, which got a lot of views.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Surprising amount. So, okay, so wait. You know how it shows Professor Oak there? My friend thought that Professor Oak is the same Professor Oak who gives you the Pokemon in this game.
Really?
And I'm like, what are you talking about? Professor Elm gives you the Pokemon in this game. And he's like, no, it's Oak. And I'm like, or no, Birch, rather. It's Birch.
Okay, yeah.
And I'm like, no, look, it specifically shows Birch. Or is it Elm? I think it's Elm in this one.
Not sure.
Birch was 3, yeah. So then we had to, prove to him that the guy who gives you the Pokemon isn't Professor Oak.
Okay.
And it was the funniest thing. Okay, sorry for interrupting the thing I was just asking you. Do you have much experience with the original Gold and Silver?
No, at this point, I was more of a PlayStation person.
Well, how about you get out of my house right now? No, I mean, it's fine.
I was playing the Spyro and the Crash Bandicoot.
Yeah, it's Elm, because Elm has the mohawk. Yeah, exactly.
Right.
So, yeah, no, my friend thought, this, because it says this is Oak, right? And, I mean, it is Oak. Everyone knows Professor Oak, because he's Pokemon, the TV show and everything. So, I'm basically going to be doing what I did as a kid. So, what kind of name is Kamen? No, we are... Actually, no, if I was a kid, they'd all be capital. I was good. Whoop.
Tamer?
Yeah, no, that was me. I was Tanner. I didn't use any crazy names as a kid. I didn't say Silver, and it's funny, because they try to make your name be Silver in this, but it's like, no, Silver is the rival.
Yeah.
Even in this, that's Gold. So...
He shrinks you there.
Yeah, he just shrinks you with his magic shrink ray. Pokemon technology has gotten crazy. So this as a kid, I was like, wow, you get a portable phone to walk around with? What craziness. And it's funny, because this, basically, you get an iPhone to start off with. It's your Pokegear, and it has, phone, radio, map, other stuff. And nowadays, it literally is just an iPhone. It's hilarious. So if you press the X button on here, I think you can switch the palette. No, I guess you can't do that here. So what day is it? Tuesday, which is good, because I was actually got up this morning and I was worried that it was Wednesday and I had my last final. I'm like, oh God, am I sleeping in too late? But no. Do you know how? Okay, this part, as a kid, I was so confused. Oh, also, so this was before I could read. I had this game.
Okay.
So this was a game that pretty much taught me how to read. And when this would come up, I'm like, do you know how to use the phone?
Yeah.
Since I didn't know how to save, I would play this over and over. And so it's like, do you know how to use the phone? I did. So I'd say yes. Don't you just turn the Pokegear on and select the phone icon? It's like, I know how to use the phone. And if you say no, it's the exact same thing.
Yeah.
So it's like, I don't need to know. All right, we're off on our Pokemon adventure, though.
My first experience with a phone. Went to the Disney store.
Yeah?
One of those toy cell phones.
Oh, yeah?
I was so excited because, like, this was a real phone. I thought this was just a real phone. I'm walking out of the store. Like, so you type the numbers into the phone, right, to call someone. So I tried to do that. Mickey Mouse's voice starts going off. I'm like, this isn't a real phone, is it? And my parents like, no.
Oh, my God.
I was so mad.
And here's our rival, Silver, who's a massive jerk. Or that's not his name, though. I'm not going to call him that. I'm going to call him what I called him as a kid, which apparently a lot of other people did too.
Yeah.
And you'll see. So he just comes and just freaking beats you. Boom! Just shoves you out. So you can go up here and it's like, oh, hey. So like this, so he thought this, even though his name said Elm, he thought it was Professor Oak.
Oh, okay.
And I'm like, no, that's Professor Elm. this guy named Alex, and we had this huge fight over this, and we went around to every student and talked to them about it and what they thought, and everyone agreed with me. Please note, this was in grade 10. Okay. So like this wasn't that long ago, really. Yeah, exactly. His name is question mark, question mark, question mark. That's what I did as a kid, because he says, my name is question mark, question mark, question mark. So then when the police appears in the game and they're like, we need the name of the suspect who stole the Pokemon. I'm like, well, he told me his name is question mark, question mark, question mark, and I can't lie to the police. And it said email. This game came out in like so long ago, and it was talking about emails, and this game was the pinnacle of success. So rare Pokemon. I'm gonna pick the one that I played the most with as a kid. Not Chikorita. I thought that one was gonna be the one that No, it's not Chikorita. I don't think anyone likes Chikorita. No, Chikorita's terrible. No, okay, I like Totodile, but no, it's not Totodile.
Oh, it's Squirtle, but this is the wrong generation.
Yeah, no, it's not Squirtle. I did have a copy of Blue, but as a kid, we went camping, and some like kid from another camper came over and we were playing. He's like, wow, you have Pokemon Blue? That's so cool. And me as a kid, the dumbest thing, I was like, oh yeah, you can have it if you want.
Oh no.
Some random kid at a camp. Now I look back and I'm like, oh my god, what have I done? And I think about it all the time, about how I just gave away Pokemon Blue.
I think I still have Pokemon Yellow, actually.
Yeah, it's like, it's like, oh no, it kills me. Hi, Missile Power 12. Welcome to my birthday stream.
Hello.
So the nickname I gave him as a kid was Volcano. Because Typhlosion, the final evolved form, is the Volcano Pokemon. So I'm like, well, Volcano's an awesome name for him.
Yeah.
Mr. Pokemon lives near Cherry Grove, the next city. Actually, not the next city. Well, okay, it is the next city, but it's like, he doesn't live there. And here's my phone number. Thanks, creepy middle-aged professor guy. I'm just a 10-year-old.
Have you ever used to go around and, like, just look at the world and see what is what? So, like, that bookshelf right there.
Yeah.
Do you think, like, it was something else?
Oh my god, as a kid, I would click on everything.
Yeah.
Like, I would click on everything because I'm like, there has to be a secret in one of these.
Yeah.
And nowadays, I don't have the time for that. Yeah. But as a kid, I remember I experimented with so much stuff. Spent around 3 hours on Pokemon Yellow as a kid trying to use Thunderstone on Pikachu. There is a way. You can.
Really?
But you have to trade the Pikachu over to a copy of Red or Blue, trade it back, and then if you do it, it like screws up the game.
Is this the game with the creepy music? The town.
That was in... Well, because all of Red and Blue is in this game.
Okay.
But it wasn't Red and Blue you're talking about. That's Lavender Town.
Right?
Lavender Town, yeah. Ho-Centrit. Such a strange... It's like a... It's kind of a badger thing. Raccoon.
It's like a tanuki almost.
Yeah, sort of. And it evolves into something that doesn't even, like, fit body size-wise. It's so strange. But one thing I did like about Gold and Silver, which they never did again, for obvious reasons, is between Gold and Silver, every Pokemon has a different sprite.
Okay.
They have, like, completely different sprites for both of them. So that's really cool. The only thing... Can I get color, though? Because I know this game is color compatible. So, I really wonder. Let's see here.
that face is
that
really
face.
creepy.
Yeah, it's Nintendo did some weird stuff. You know. We could go. Actually, I like black and white.
This is the first time I'm seeing this. So.
Oh, the Super Game Boy?
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I had a Super Game Boy as not as a kid, but well, okay, actually, sort of. At my one babysitter's, she had a Super Nintendo and a Super Game Boy, and I would bring in my games and play them, and it was pretty fun. I never understood this thing really. Like I would always get confused. If you press L and R, it opens up a menu.
Yeah.
It's like a Game Boy player, except it has a little bit like it's less. How do I put this? The Game Boy player is very, like, normal. Like, all the stuff, like, I'm talking about the thing under the GameCube.
Oh, okay.
Like, that lets you play Game Boy Advance and Game Boy Color games and stuff. And, like, that one's just normal and stuff. But this one has, like, weird features. Like, it's sort of like when Nintendo was putting strange features in. Are you using a capture card or emulator? This is an emulator. Actually, no, I'm lying. What am I saying? This is a capture card. It is an actual copy of Silver in an actual Super Nintendo. Yeah, no, I like do things officially. I can use an emulator for stuff, but why would I do that if I have the actual game? That's my thought. You know.
Also, missile power. You were very smart to avoid Lavender Town.
You know the whole story about the kids committing suicide is fake, right?
It is fake?
It's fake!
Oh, I knew it.
The whole story of it, yeah, the story of it being like, real. You want kids to commit suicide?
No,
oh my god.
Not like that. Like the creepiness factor, you know?
You know, like it is creepy. Like, honestly, Red and Blue are creepy games. Like, when you actually look at it, like, there's some creepy stuff in it. But then it's like, you know, this one has a bit of it, and then I think by the time Ruby and Sapphire came around, they really let it be just, you know, one or two creepy things per game. But like, yeah, no, Gold and Silver and Red and Blue had an innate creepiness to it. It would look better on emulator, but it's good of you to use a real copy. That's true. I know it would look better on emulator, but I prefer this. Plus, then I can play it more later, and, you know, and I think the one game that did get creepy again was the black and white games. Black 2, White 2 has some genuinely frightening things in it.
I haven't played the sequel, so...
Well, like...
I played Black and White.
It's... Black 2 and White 2 is my favorite Pokemon game if you've played the first and transferred your data.
Oh, okay.
Like, even if you didn't, but if you do, it becomes amazing. Because you get... There's all sorts of little other stuff. The seizures for Porygon was not fake. That was an actual thing that happened. Basically, in an episode of Pokemon that aired only in Japan.
Oh, that episode.
Yeah, where they go in with Porygon, and the screen, when Pikachu shocks some missiles, the screen rapidly flashes red and blue. And it really makes you wonder what the animators were thinking. Yeah, I remember you saw in Sylv. So, no, it was definitely like... That was a real thing. There's... One thing I did love about Pokemon, yeah, it's like, if Lavender Town's music really caused suicides, every copy of the game would be removed and studied. Well, what they say is it was early copies of the original Japanese game had a background track that was a high-pitched screaming that would cause headaches and eventually the kids to kill themselves. That wasn't real. The kids having seizures from sitting too close to their TV. Nowadays, in Japanese television, at the start of every anime, there's a thing at the bottom that tells you to sit, you know, a distance away from your TV because of Pokemon.
Okay.
So...
Yay, I feel loved.
So no, definitely it was, that was real. The other stuff, not so much. But Pokemon as a game for, like, rumors was the best thing. Because I was able to actually experience that thing where kids around the playground would tell rumors about Pokemon. And because the internet wasn't a big thing, you wouldn't be able to check it up, right?
Diamond Pearl came out. That was, like, the main game on, like, the, Jade LaPointe.
Oh, yeah.
Skiller, and, like, everyone had a copy of Pokemon, Diamond or Pearl.
Yeah.
And, like, eventually, like, just, like, how much I played it, like, how much I traded, it became my favorite Pokemon game. So, like, the first game you play in Pokemon usually ends up being your favorite.
It usually sticks with you, yeah, for sure.
Like, no other game, like, Black and White was good, don't get me wrong.
No. See, but it's interesting because Black and White wasn't my first. But I love it because it does everything differently from every other Pokemon game, which is like X and Y is my least favorite now. It used to be Diamond and Pearl.
I can't even play that. I can't even play it.
But yeah, no, X and Y really, Pikablue exists. Yes, he does. I remember Pikachu, and then I remember, this was like back in Red and Blue days. Yeah. You know, they were showing early pictures of Pichu, Meryl, Donphan, and I think Snubbull and Ladybug. Those were like the previews of the next Pokemon game that was appearing in the movies and TV show, right? Yeah. And I remember it was, they came up with nicknames for them because they haven't appeared yet. Mm-hmm. So like it was Pikablue for Meryl, and I remember seeing Pichu at in West Edmonton Mall. They have a coin and stamp.
Okay.
Where you can buy Pokemon cards, like just out in the open, like individuals for if you need to complete your collection. So I remember it was when was it? Like right before Gold and Silver was coming out. Mm-hmm. I saw one of, it looked like Pikachu but smaller. It was Pichu, yeah, right? Yeah. But I noticed that unlike Pikachu, his neck was like disconnected from his body. Like, you know how Pikachu's like head and body are like one thing. Yeah, yeah. But this Pichu had two different, so I called it Choked Pikachu. Because I'm like, he has no, like his neck is squished. So I was like, whoa, did you see Pikablue and Choked Pikachu? And they're like, what are you talking about?
Oh, last night,
yes,
I was just going through a bunch of drawers and everything, and I found these, I think when you pre-ordered Heart Gold and Soul Silver at Best Buy.
Weren't they figures?
Yeah, they were little figures.
Yeah.
Like of Ho-Oh and Lugia.
Yeah.
And then a Giratina figure.
That was from Platinum.
Yeah. I didn't know I had those at all. Like, I forgot about them completely.
X and Y was very bland compared to Black 2, White 2. Yep. That's why, like, really, the whole thing was with X and Y, they wanted it to be Red and Blue again. Because people have the most memories with Red and Blue.
To, like, go back
even though it is, in many ways, like, not even just going, like, oh, it's old, it's bad. But literally, there's a lot of issues with it.
Like, there's, like, the magic about starting a Pokemon game. Like, the first town. Like,
your
first,
yes.
like, capture. But X and Y just didn't have that feel for me.
A lot of my problems with the X and Y is how it's on set pieces as opposed to, so you see here, everything is done in tiles. You know, everything is set up and it looks good. Like, it is, you know, it's basic and nowadays could be seen as archaic, but I like that. With X and Y, from the first route in the game, like the one that's literally just a straight path that it looks nice, but it has nothing. There's no substance to it, yes. Right? So, you know, and we got, in case PSN goes down, we got a PSN Cure Berry. Just in case. Look out, Lizard Squad.
I gotta admit, that's pretty bad. That's, being a PlayStation fanboy and all, that's where.
Yeah. Like, I never had a PlayStation until the PlayStation 3, but I did play it at friends and cousins' houses. So, like, I was definitely pure Nintendo until the PS3.
And I don't think I would have, like, it was because of my uncle. He gave me, we were really, like, we lived in a trailer and everything before. Yeah. And he came over one day and just gave me a PlayStation 1.
Nice.
And, like, if that didn't happen, I probably wouldn't be here right now. Probably wouldn't love games as much as I do today.
Yeah, for me, it was funny because my parents got me a Game Boy when I was really young. Like, I think, like, 3 or 4. Game Boy Color. And they actually ended up taking it away because I got too mad at Pac-Man, the first game I got with it. I didn't get Pac-Man. Yeah, it was literally just the original Pac-Man.
Oh, okay.
And I didn't get it. Like, I didn't understand it. So, while they were making the Porygon episode, they must have watched it back even though they didn't have seizures. Well, the thing is, the like, anime back then was done by hand, and then they compile it into the video. Mm-hmm. So the individual frames wouldn't affect them, but when they actually put them together, and especially with, like, kids looking close at the TVs, because they, you know, kids, like, I mean, look at us, we're sitting quite close to the TV.
Yeah.
We're way too close, but, yeah, whatever. So look, question mark, wants to battle. So
he looks kind of weird, or is it a she?
No, it's he. I know. That's, well, you played Heart Gold, Soul Silver?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like, it's the rival. You know, it's
okay.
Silver.
It's been a while since I played that one.
Yeah, so he's like the red hair, and he's,
oh, yeah.
He's Giovanni's son.
Really?
Yeah, he's Giovanni's son.
Wow.
That was funny because that was a thing in the manga, and then come the re-release, they decided, yeah, whatever, we'll put it into an actual thing.
Oh, okay.
And it was, if you took a Celebi from a GameStop event, you could do it. But only if you took this Celebi, brought it to a specific area, it would take you back in time and cause you to do a side quest where you're fighting Giovanni in the past, and he talks about his son. Now, here's the thing, though. That whole thing of, yeah, take a Celebi to a shrine, that's literally an old-school playground rumor.
Really?
Came back to life.
Wow.
Like, it was amazing. Like, you know, as someone who, yeah, watch things before, for sure. But no, seeing these playground rumors come to life, like, because they do that now. Like, with all the Pokemon games. Whenever there's a re-release, they acknowledge almost every playground rumor in some way. So I think right here, he says word for word, my name's question mark, question mark, question mark. He says that literally word for word. Like, so that's what I went off of. Like, yeah. You know. So let's head back to our first place. He came and stole. Well, you played Heart Gold, Soul Silver, so you sort of know what's going on.
It's been a long time.
It's been a long time, and I guess if you didn't like, the reason it stuck with me was I think I beat it, because I beat both Gold, Silver, and Crystal at least twice each before I sold Crystal, and I still have Gold. And then I played through Heart Gold in Japanese before it came out here, and then I played it again in English twice with Soul Silver. So I played this game a good couple times, you know. I named him Poop when I played Crystal. That's fine. I remember as a kid, when I just discovered swear words, I nicknamed an Eevee I got Bitch Face, but I spelled it B-I-C-H face. Oh. So I found it as an adult, and I was laughing so hard at it. And I'm like, oh man, that time when you first discover swears as a kid, it's like a magical time.
I don't remember when I.
Oh, where was it first for you?
I don't remember.
I do. I had a friend on the playground. His name's Jarek, and he just came up to me one day. He's like, I heard my brother told me a bunch of words, and he told me like every single swear word, but mispronounced half of them.
Okay.
So he was like, you know when you touch your pee-pee? That's meth. And I'm like, and so it's like, and then he called it. He's like, you know what a girl has? A Regina. And every time I looked at a map of Saskatchewan, I giggled. And it wasn't until grade, like the actual sex ed, that I learned that it's not called a Regina. And so, like, I'm like, how do adults say the capital of Saskatchewan without laughing? And like, it was. Oh.
Next time I meet someone and introduce myself, I'm going to say, hi, my name is question mark, question mark, question mark.
Did you happen to get his name? Yep. Okay. Like, I thought that was the right answer.
Yeah. I
mean, you don't lie to a police officer. So, okay, how far are we in? We're about halfway through this game for what we're going to be doing for today.
Okay.
Man, though. Yeah, Pokemon taught me how to read, though. Pokemon Silver, specifically. I would play this intro over and over because I didn't understand what save meant. And so I would just play it over and over. Yeah. And I enjoyed it. And I mean, I can almost quote some of this stuff in the first area word for word. Right. I mean, mind you, it's gone with the years, but definitely it's something that's stuck with me. Centret. Don't kill me.
I don't think he is.
Do we have any Pokeballs? Not yet. I think. Oh, right. We have to bring. I totally forgot about this. This is something that stumped me as a kid. I almost forgot it here. You have to go back to the officer, and then like he says, okay, you know, good job, and you think you're done there, but no, you actually have to go back and talk to Elm again. Mm-hmm. And as a kid, that stumped me. I remember I had no idea what to do, and I looked everywhere for what to do with this mystery egg. So you just talk to him again. It's like, Tanner, this is terrible. Oh, yes. What was Mr. Pokemon's big discovery? Hand over the mystery egg. Because, literally, in the years and years Pokemon have existed, no one has seen an egg.
Yeah.
No one has seen how they're born. In the possibly thousands of years since Pokemon have been on the Earth, no one, until this, has seen a Pokemon egg.
Plot.
Literally, this is the thing. This is like, This is the big discovery. It's like, but is it a Pokemon egg? If it is a great discovery.
So Pokemon have been around for thousands of years.
Yes, and at this point, no one has seen a Pokemon egg.
Huh.
Like, they changed this in Heart Gold, Soul Silver to, it's a special egg, because the Pokemon has a special move it can only learn in, he says, but this is just a Pokemon egg. But it says that it can learn Extrasensory, a move it can't normally learn. That's supposed to introduce egg moves to you, which is a whole other shtick of Pokemon. But no, at this point, it's literally like, oh my god, it's an egg. Also, I find it hilarious that, what was it? I totally forget my train of thought. Oh, right, yeah, no one has ever seen Pokemon lay an egg.
Huh.
Do you know why?
Why?
They don't.
Oh, they don't.
They don't.
Then how do the eggs come to be?
Literally, it's shown in an extra hidden scene in Heart Gold, Soul Silver, where an egg comes into existence. But what happens is, so you take Arceus, literally the god of Pokemon, to these ruins, and all of a sudden you see an altar, and it says, okay, you can get a level 1 Dalga, Giratina, or Palkia. Okay. So you're basically getting an egg of a legendary.
Yeah.
And what happens is he goes to the center, and all of a sudden the screen goes black. You see a close-up of Arceus' face, and it flashes real-world images to scary music, and there's pentagrams everywhere, and there's it's like, and I'm like, if this is what happens every time a Pokemon lays an egg, it is the most terrifying thing. It is. I probably thought the eggs were just food. Well, that gets into a whole other thing of, do people eat Pokemon? Which, at this time, they don't. But they've since updated the lore to they straight up eat Pokemon. At this time, there were guides made by Nintendo about people, media describing Pokemon.
Yeah.
And one of the things that it said was, no, people do not eat Pokemon. They eat veggies and, soy products. Mm-hmm. But they do not eat Pokemon. And it's like, no, nowadays you play X and Y or Omega Ruby Alpha Sapphire, and it's like, would you like some fried oddish? It's like, whoa. Sure.
Also, that guy, usually you have to go across a trainer.
Well, no, he's showing you how to catch a Pokemon.
Okay.
He is just a tutorial still. That's like the human race only discovering how babies are born 3,000 years into their existence.
Yes, please link that video.
Yeah, just Google Pokemon Heart Gold, Soul Silver, Arceus event. It is the most trippy thing ever.
I need to see that.
I'll show it after when we're on break switching games, because it is just, it is the most insane thing. And I remember seeing this and being like, Jesus Christ. And not many people are gonna find it because you need an Arceus, which you can't.
An Arceus? I thought there was only one.
The whole thing with legendary Pokemon is that, for the most part, there's multiples of all of them. They're just super rare.
Oh, okay.
The only exceptions are Dalga, Palkia, Giratina, and Arceus. But they make the excuse of being extra-dimensional beings. So you can have 2 Dalga because it's the same Dalga at 2 points in time, essentially.
Oh, okay. So
they're extra dimensional, so they get an excuse. But in terms of Lugia, in terms of even Mewtwo, there are multiple. Mewtwo has
Mewtwo's not. He's genetically.
He's genetically engineered.
So
yeah.
He can do it again.
Well, that's exactly what happened. Where both Team Rocket made the first Mewtwo.
Okay.
And then it was Team. Was it Team? I think it was Team Flare. Yeah, in X and Y. They just decided to copy them and be like, yeah, we're gonna make our own Mewtwo, except we're gonna make it a girl.
Oh,
and so that's where female Mewtwo comes from. And so
was that recent? I thought it was.
That was X and Y.
Okay.
Yeah, no. So it was definitely a They're just copying them again. That's just them going off of the having X and Y just be red and blue again. So